I was devastated when I heard my daughter had been switched at birth. Then I found out what happened to the other girl. When my daughter Carly was 6, we found out that she wasn't biologically related to me or my husband. We were stunned. Our lawyer got the hospital where Carly was born to admit that she must have been accidentally switched in the maternity ward right after she was born. We took home Carly, and another family got our baby. They gave us the contact info for the other family, as if that would somehow make up for missing 6 years with the little girl I'd given birth to. They told us our biological daughter's name was Elizabeth. That night, I stood in Carly's doorway watching her sleep and sobbed because I couldn't imagine a world where I didn't have Carly. But there was another little girl out there who was also mine, and I didn't know a thing about her. I called the number the hospital gave us with shaking hands. A woman answered, and I tried to explain who I was. There was this horrible long silence. Then she said they needed time and hung up. I called back the next day, and the day after that. She wouldn't answer. When she finally picked up a week later, I was practically begging. Please, I just want to see her. I'm not trying to take her from you. I just need to meet my daughter. She sounded like she was trying not to cry. The timing isn't right. We're dealing with family things. What family things could possibly be more important than this? I called every few days for a month. My husband finally grabbed the phone from me and told them we had rights, and we were done waiting. There was a long pause, and then she said fine. They'd meet us at a diner to talk, just the adults. I barely slept that night imagining what Elizabeth looked like and whether she had my eyes. When we got to the diner, they were already in a booth in the back. The woman looked like she'd been crying for days. The man looked hollow. I sat down and the words came tumbling out. Thank you for agreeing to meet. When can we see Elizabeth? Can we meet her this week? The woman looked at her husband and something passed between them that made my blood run cold. There's something you need to know first, he said. My whole body tensed. We found out about the hospital switch 2 years ago, the woman said. I was stunned. Why didn't you tell us right away? She said, because we found out when they did Elizabeth's autopsy. She's dead. They were both crying now. We left her in the car while we were running errands. It was a hot day, and we forgot she was in there, and by the time we realized it was too late, the restaurant tilted sideways. My biological daughter was dead. I would never hold her or hear her voice or tell her I loved her. The woman reached across the table for my hand. I know this is horrible to hear, but we've been thinking. Carly is our biological daughter, and we'd like to be part of her life. We loved Elizabeth so much, and we still have so much love to give. Maybe we're all supposed to heal together. I told them I needed time and left in a daze. For days, I couldn't function, but the more I thought about it, the more something felt wrong. For some reason, I was convinced they'd known about the switch for longer than they were admitting. I got a copy of the police report for Elizabeth's death. They said they'd been inside a store for 20 minutes, but something about the story didn't sit right with me. I hired a private investigator and told him to find anyone who'd been in that parking lot that day. 3 weeks later, he called me. I found a witness, he said, a woman who was parked nearby. I called her right away. I remember that day, she told me. I saw a little girl in a car crying. After maybe 30 minutes, the mother came out of the restaurant and walked over to the car. The little girl was saying she was hot and begging to come inside. The mother leaned in through the window and told her she didn't care how hot it was. She wasn't coming out until she learned her lesson. She said, "You're not my real daughter anyway. Who cares what happens to you?" Then she just walked back inside and left her there. I thought I was going to be sick. Are you absolutely sure that's what you heard? She said yes. She remembered it clearly because of how cold the mom's voice was. She'd left about 10 minutes later and had no idea the child died until today. I brought her straight to the detective who'd handled the case. They reopened the investigation immediately. The detective found security footage from a business across the street that showed the mother walking out to the car and back inside exactly when the witness described. The timeline proved they'd actually been inside for over 4 hours, not 20 minutes. They'd left Elizabeth in that car on purpose because they didn't care about her after they found out she wasn't related to them. By the time they finally went back, she was dead. They were arrested and charged with criminally negligent homicide.